Welcome, everybody, to today's Mondays with Mike. I am Mike Runey, the head of school here at Portsmouth Christian Academy. Today, we have some exceptional middle school students, 7th and 8th grade, and they exemplify what it means to be scholars, athletes, artists, and leaders in their own way. And we are in now almost our 5th week. I'm interviewing them at the end of the 3rd week of the 24-25 school year. By the time you listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the start of the 5th week. But they're off to a great start, and I'm really looking forward to you hearing how they are learning and influencing others for good. So let's begin by getting to know them a little bit. I'll start, James, if you can introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Okay, so my name is James Peavy, and I live in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. This is my 2nd year at PCA. I'd say my main roles at PCA, I'd say I'm a scholar and an artist. I did theater last year in Newsies. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I really like to learn and do all that fun stuff with the teachers. I'm proud of the fact that I keep trying at school and I keep working on my homework, be that on a test, keep studying. When I want to go to bed or homework, just keep doing it and don't push it off till the next day. So I'm proud of that. And one goal I have, I'd probably right now studying before a test is announced. I'd like to get better at that because as soon as a test is announced, I start studying, but I want to work on studying before the test is announced.
Okay. Just sort of being consistent about preparing along the way. Okay. That's great. All right. Lily.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I'm from Dover, and this is my 7th year at PCA. I'm a scholar athlete, and I also do fine arts. And this fall, I'm doing volleyball, and I'm in the fall production of Charlotte's Web.
You're busy.
I'm proud of being a theater kid and working on with my castmates to put on a really great show. And I've done that for a while now, and it's always just so fun. And a goal that I have in academics is I want to achieve highest honors, and I'm also doing a personal goal to read 50 books in 2024.
Wow.
And I'm on 30 so far.
I was going to ask, because 2024 is coming. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Lawson.
Okay, so my name is Lawson Trayer, and I live in Rollinford, New Hampshire. And I've been at PCA for 10 years. I did all the preschool and all that. And my main roles at PCA is probably a scholar. I'm an athlete, and I do band. I play the saxophone. And something I'm known for at school is probably being an athlete and just playing every sport. And
what's your favorite, Lawson?
Probably basketball. It used to be soccer, but I'm starting to like basketball a lot more. And a goal for the future is probably maybe getting highest honors.
Okay.
And just getting better at sports in general.
Okay, that's great. And Michaela.
My name is Michaela. I'm from Danville, New Hampshire, and this is my 2nd year at PCA. I'm mostly a scholar and an athlete. I play volleyball. I'm playing volleyball this fall, and I'm also play softball. Some of the main I'm proud of last year. I was able to get really good grades on most of my tests, and one of the goals that I want is most likely to get honors this year and be able to make the volleyball team next year or softball team this year.
Okay. Are those your 2 favorite sports?
Softball.
Softball is your fave?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, super. Well, thank you for all introducing yourselves. One thing you didn't mention, but I do know that you've been recommended, is that you have a real impact on your classmates. So if you're listening, that I know that the leaders in the middle school just recognize you as the student leaders that really shape who our school is. And I just want to thank you all for doing that. You didn't mention that about yourselves, but I just want everybody to know that's one of the reasons why we asked you to be here, is that, yes, you do help yourself grow, but you help other people grow. And we really appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about this coming year. We're off to a good start. It's, like I said, we're about 3 to 4 weeks in already. So Michaela and James, what are you 2 most excited for this year, for yourselves or for your classmates?
So I'm really excited to learn about the Constitution.
Okay.
We've started that in social studies, but I'm excited to learn about that and the Bill of Rights. I became interested in that a little bit last year, but I haven't had a chance to think about that. So I'm excited to learn more about that and kind of use it in day-to-day life and see it in action, I guess.
Yeah, it really does impact who we are as Americans. No, that's great. That's super. How about you, Michaela?
One of the things is chemistry and science, and I'm not most one of those people who's like really into science, but chemistry to me, it just sounds like super fun.
Yeah.
Fun to learn. And also in Bible, we're doing memorizing all of John 1. So I think that's going to be a challenge, but it's also going to be something that I think I'm going to get a lot out of.
Yeah.
So
I think you will. It's amazing just to see how memorizing God's word, especially a whole chapter is really going to impact you. There's no doubt in my mind that what you memorize even now in your life, you're going to draw on that for the rest of your life. So well done. All of this is exciting. So just to follow up with you two both, how do you see those things and maybe other things helping you grow in your role as a student leader?
Well, I see learning about rights and that stuff, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. I feel like it's going to help me if some classmate is going to do something, like I can kind of help them think about like what they could do, what's within their rights to do,
Sure.
and that stuff, which is interesting. That will help me, and I'm just really excited to help. Maybe I could like have a fun with someone else learning about something, and that's just like have them learn about it and have fun with them in that way.
Great. Thanks, James. How about you, Michaela?
I see for the John 1, I feel like it's going to help me like grow my relationship with God, and like in like later years, like when like I get a job and stuff, I can like share it with other people.
Yeah.
And I can just like be able to like be like, oh yeah, I can help you with this, and like get things from John.
Yeah. No, it's great. The others-oriented approach is something I really are trying to do here at PCA. So, Lillian Lawson, you're involved in multiple areas of the school. You've shared that. So how do you balance all that? Athletics, arts, leadership, responsibilities, plus your studies?
So like I said in my intro, I'm doing theater and volleyball this fall, and there can be a lot of conflicts, and I have to kind of balance both of those. And so a really, really helpful tool to balance my schoolwork and the schedule for both of those things is using my planner and like a calendar, and definitely getting my schoolwork done in advisories and ACT preps when we get them. And also like taking my time at home, like when I have time, I can work on stuff. And yeah.
Do you feel like you've got the skill set, or is that still a challenge that you're learning how to do?
I think I'm pretty capable of doing it, but it is still pretty challenging just keeping track of everything. And and it's good to plan ahead. Like I sit down with my mom, and I'll be like, okay, so what do we have this week? And like, what's the week after that? And I'll keep that in mind during my week so that I can work on stuff like efficiently and get my work done.
Okay, thanks, Lily. How about you, Lawson? How do you handle?
Well, so yeah, I play a lot of sports, and like I have like just like a lot of things to do usually. And so the thing with homework for me is I usually don't have a lot, because usually at the end of class, the teacher gives you like 5 minutes, and that's usually when I do it.
Wow, you're pretty efficient.
Yeah, but like sometimes I can't finish it. So like it gives you a really good head start, because it helps you to like understand what you're doing, so you can look back and know you already did something.
Yeah.
So it's like just helps you a lot. And like it just like I've found help from like either like teachers when I don't understand something, because like if you don't understand something, the next lesson, it's just gonna get harder for you. So yeah.
So it sounds like you, by using the time you do have to get a jump start, really keeps you going well, and then checking in with your teachers if you don't know.
Exactly.
That's great. All right. Well, that's some good counsel. Would you give any other tips for those who might be struggling with their time management or just learning?
I think it's really helpful to keep like all of your activities, write them down in one place, and you can look back on it throughout the week or the month And like I write down all of my academic homework, my rehearsals, my practices, and all my games, and even like family events in my planner and like on a calendar in my room so I can see it.
Okay. That's great. Plus, any other tips?
Yeah, I'll probably say like just being able to like after school like know when to do your homework. Cause like say you wanna like when you get home, like play basketball. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Then you might forget about your homework. So I think the biggest thing is to like start your homework first
Okay.
and then do like things like hobbies or whatever. Cause then you can just kind of like relieve the stress that you have if you have any
Right.
from homework.
Just to have it done.
Yeah.
So do you still get enough time to get out there and get some basketball?
Yeah.
There? All right. Good for you. Good for you. Well, thank you both for those tips and encouragement. I know as you move along in your academic journey that, you get good, and then we're going to give a little bit more and you'll keep adapting as you go. But those patterns that you described are going to stand you in good stead. All right. There are some challenges in your own growth. And so I'd like you to explore, if you're willing to, a little bit. So Michaela and Lawson, if you'd help us sort of understand a little bit about what challenges you're facing thus far, either in school or outside of it, and how you've sought help from either your teachers, mentors, friends, parents.
So I just said this. Like, if I face a challenge in the school year, like if it's a really big thing, I either go to my parents or teachers.
Yeah.
So then, like, I can just, like, find guidance in what to do.
Sure.
And, like, just, like, I don't know, just helps me, like, relieve stress. So, like, if I'm like, what do I do? I can easily just, like, go to a teacher and they'll easily give me help.
I'll speak for myself. I mean, I sometimes have that. What do I do? And that's great that you're able to find that. Was that a hard thing for you, Lawson, to learn how to do, to go ask for some help?
Well, it used to be. I used to be very shy in preschool and stuff. And then, like, starting in, like, 4th grade,
Yep.
I kind of, like, grew out of being shy.
Okay.
And now it's really helping me to, like, ask questions.
That's great. Good for you. How about you, Mikhail?
One of the things that I think I struggled with most was, so last year I was like very like, they gave us planners and I didn't really use mine, thinking, oh, I can just like keep it in my brain. I'm not going to forget it. And then I'd get home and I'd be like, oh, I forgot that and that. And it would just like, so this year they didn't give us planners and we had to buy one, and it had helped me a lot. Like, especially with me balancing volleyball, softball, travel softball, and school. It's just like all in one. And I'm like, okay, so I have this. And then I can just like see what I have that week and be able to just like plan it out for the week and be able to like, okay, homework, volleyball, that.
Okay. And that really helps you not just be on time, but it sounds like it may even give you a little bit of peace too.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. It's probably a little bit deeper, and I, feel free to go where you want to, but these can be, times of questioning in your own faith journey. And what you, I know that's part of the challenge of just living life yourself and in a community. In any way you want to share that, how you're growing and learning, and maybe others are helping you along the way.
So a few months ago, I became an aunt to a baby girl named Charlotte. Yeah, she's amazing. And before that, I knew little to nothing about like taking care of babies. So that was a challenge for me. And so this summer, I took a babysitting course at my local library, and I learned a lot about how to take care of babies and just like play with them and like safety rules. And I also observed like my sister and my mom like taking care of her, and that was really helpful. And now I'm like, I know a lot more about how to take care of children, and it's really fun hanging out with my little niece.
Yeah, and I can see the joy in her eyes as you talk about it. Well, good for you, Lily. Anybody else want to jump in on that one?
I will.
Sure, go ahead, Lawson.
So just like seeing God like work in your life has been huge, like in my life, because it's just like I do a daily devotion every day. And like I used to like do a daily devotion, but it wasn't really daily.
Okay.
I used to do it like 3 times like out of a week. And it just kind of like, I don't know, it just wasn't that good. And now I'm doing it like every day of the week, and it's just really helping me to get through like the day.
Yeah, does too. That connection with God. We were talking about that in chapel today, weren't we? About how to just stay connected along the way.
So I've been seeing God work in my life because, like Lawson, I've been doing like the devotions, reading the Bible, and that's helped a little bit. But recently, I love listening to worship songs, and I've been listening to them. But sometimes I just sing them and not really think about them. But recently, my dad was talking about like when he sings worship, how he likes to think about the words in the song and like what they actually mean. And I've been doing that, and it has helped me a lot, bro.
Yeah, music is powerful, isn't
Yeah.
it, James? Yeah, it's really, I didn't, unlike you all that have music such a part of what we do, whether you're singing or playing, I didn't grow up with that. It wasn't until really through the church that I became both invited, because I don't have a particularly good voice and I don't have a lot of music skills, but I got invited to be a part of that. And I'm just very grateful that you all have the opportunity to integrate that into your lives. So that's great.
So 2 Christmas ago, we changed to a different church, and there's one thing they do over one weekend, and they go to a camp called Camp Maria. And at first, I was like a little nervous. I've never gone to like an overnight camp, and I was like, hey. And the first one, I've gone to 2 with my sister, and the first one I went to, I was like, okay, this is pretty good, but I'll definitely go next year. This year, it was completely different. They had like an amazing speaker. And he made it like this perfect perspective of how to balance and like being able to just like, he made like a perfect point of like how to balance things. And it just like, it like talked to me, like God talked to me in that mind. And it just like made me feel like, okay, like there's like more things I can do like in God. Like I can like I do some devotional sometimes. Like there's some times where I like don't have enough time and I'll like try and do it that night.
Okay.
But like it's just like so nice to be able to like have a relationship and like know that God is like always with you.
Isn't that? So I'm glad you're really seeing that in life at this stage, Michaela. I think it's just going to serve you well, not only for your blessing, but to others as you go. So I'm really enjoying this. Let's close out with this. We're looking ahead. We got a lot of this year ahead of us. And I just, want to know, as you look ahead, how are you hoping to see God at work in your life, here at school and beyond, and maybe even with your classmates?
Well, I've already seen God work in my life, like over the summer and also last year too, just being brave and like trying new things and doing hard things. And also like I'm doing volleyball, and this is like it's the first time I've ever done volleyball before. And so doing tryouts, that was hard for me, but after that I felt really good and I made the team. So that was definitely a great accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
And
well done.
Yeah.
So we'll be praying for the rest of this season, right? While you're also on the cast for Charlotte's Web. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing that like I want my classmates or teammates to remember about me is like I want to be a leader like in school and like on like the court or like field or whatever. And like if like someone doesn't understand like a drill that we're doing, like I want like them to like ask me like for help because like I'm pretty sure I know the drill and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Be a positive influence, like practically. That's really cool. Michaela?
Like Lawson said, like just like being able to like when you leave, like I'm going to go to high school next year. And like the people who are on JV, some of them are on varsity, they'll like, some of them are in 6th grade and 7th grade. So like next year they're going to be the leaders, and I want them to be like, okay, this is like kind of like what she did. So like I can like help them in this way. Just like being able to be remembered in a good way and not like she was like the worst on the team, like being able to be known for something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and you all have seen this, you may have a really good player, they're gifted, but they're tough to be a teammate with, right? And I hear you saying this, you've got to strive to be the best player you can be while being a model, helping them out and getting them ready for when they're leading. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
Like when like there was like literally everybody, I'm the only one that was on varsity last year.
Wow.
So it's like the new coach knew everything. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do new things for this. Like I wanted to do like a little like prayer before each game. Like we usually do that, but like being able to go around the circle of the team and just be like, okay, like like give each other encouraging words.
Sure.
And it's just like something I want to be like keep going on the team, like the years to come.
That's great. Thanks, Mika. That's wonderful.
So I want to be known for kind of respect and humility this year. Humility and respect for some of the things we've been learning about in Bible for the past few weeks. A little bit like we've just been thinking about it at the beginning of each class. Like, how do I show respect? How do I earn respect? And like, what does humility mean? And what does it look like? And I feel like showing respect just, yeah, it's a godly thing to do. It makes me a better person, and it's just important to do. And I want to work on that and be remembered for that.
Yeah.
And then humility is important too, because if you're always like gloating and being like, I'm the best, no one's really gonna want to be friends with you. But humility is like, Jesus was humble, and I want to be more like Jesus, so I want to work towards that.
Yeah.
And I want to be humble and, respect other people.
I think one of the encouragements I'd offer to you, I think both of those are incredibly noble and worthy, is that we follow a living God whose promises to give us a spirit that will work within us in that process. And that, yes, he does call us to step into it ourselves, but he's also at work with us, and then he's putting people around us to do that too. So you guys have a great year ahead of you, you and your classmates. I'm really looking forward to see how that God is going to work and is already working, both in what you're learning, science, Bible, in social studies, in seeing the performances come out, seeing you guys on the courts and on the fields. Just really excited for all that God is doing in and through you individually and as a class. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're as encouraged as I am, and please keep praying for these four. James, Lawson, Michaela, and Lily and their classmates, 7th and 8th grade. And I hope you just get a sense of what an amazing group of students that make up the Portsmouth Christian Academy Middle School. So, all right. Thank you, guys. And we'll see you around on campus.
Mm-hmm.